hello. How are you? Welcome to Bima's Crafty Corner. I am Bima, better known as Els, and we are working on the Bee Journal. And yesterday we finished this, which is section 1. This is the first signature. So we'll just kind of take a look. And it flips out. This flips out. Hi, Harry. Yeah, that's my journal. Get off of it. Go on. Scram. Get down. Please. Down. Harry. Go on. Go on. Get down. You can do it. Yeah, you go. There you go. Okay. All right. This flips out. There's a journal card inside. Turn the page. You got some writing space, more writing space. Some coloring space in this one. Some writing space. More coloring space. We got a couple of journal tags here and here in a nice little tuck where you can put some things if you want to. And then this piece here, this is not a tuck. It just is there for looks. And then you have some writing space. There's a big tag in here. And then on the other side, you've got some more writing space and a journal card. Lots of writing space here. Flip it over. And we have a nice big journal card here in this diagonal tuck where you can put a bunch of things. A little tuck down here with a little journaling card. More writing space. Nice big tag and a pocket. You've got writing space here. And then more writing space in the back. So that is the A section of this book. And C, I have done off camera. Oh, apparently it's Harry time. Okay. Hi, Harry. How are you? What you doing, fish face? Huh? What you doing, fish face? You're not staying up here. No, you're not. No. Mommy has to work. We have work to do. I know you don't care. You just like, your work is to pet me, woman. Huh? Yeah, I know. My job is to pet you. That's my work. That is my life's work is to pet you. I know. Okay, you gotta go. Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. Yep. Time to go. Get down. Go on, get down. Get down. No, get down. Go on. Go. Get down. Well, you just are not listening today, huh? Like, nope. Stay right here. Look at me getting comfy. No. Oh, shit. Stuff is falling off my shelf. Get, scram, scray, go, leave, get down. Thank you. Okay, there you go. Now I have to clean. Okay. Vacuumed up the remains of Harry. All right, so C has been done off camera. So this is B. And there was another piece on this, but I took it off. I don't know. It wasn't working for me. So I took it off, and now I have no idea where it went. So this is going to be our outside page on this particular signature. And we're going to go ahead and get started figuring out what we're going to do on this page. All right, so where is the cover? Here it is. Okay, so it's always important to make sure that when you're working and you're doing this, that nothing's going to interfere on your front pages. So this one is going to be going here. So we don't really have any worry of interference. Because there's nothing here. There's no pockets or tags or anything on the outside. So we don't have to worry about anything interfering here. All right. So we can go ahead and get started on this. Oh, he's such a pain in the butt, kitty. No. He's like right here in front of me between table and me. And he's like, mommy, 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 mommy. No, what? What? Are you that neglected? Maybe. So you're going to come over here and tap your treats. Here. All right. They're down there. I put them there. Look. They're there. Okay. Now that we've had, 5 minutes of Harry time, how's everybody doing? How are we doing? Boy, I do not like that thing. I got to figure out how to get rid of it. Yeah, I don't like this thing at all. This top fan thing, and I haven't figured out how to get rid of it. All right, so let's do this first page. What are we going to do here? No idea. That's kind of cool. We do have one of these to work with still. I mean, not that we can't make dozens more. We do have a beehive. We could do a beehive. Well, I'm just going to pull all this out. This is all good stuff. What the hell? Good stuff in here. All right. Sometimes it gets, in the bag. It kind of gets moved around. Falls to the bottom, corner pieces. And we have some book page. Okay, what else? Just pulling the little pieces because they're all at the bottom. I want to see what we got. All right. Little pieces. Little pieces. All right. Let's see. We still have that paper clip that we did in Craft with Me last week, I think, or the week before. Some, I don't know. I think I'm supposed to cut those out. I don't know. I got a little piece of newsprint. I do have this, which would make an interesting tuck. Tuck in this, make a journal card out of it, tuck it in there. Let's do that. Let's get started with some inking. Hi, Christine. How are you? Yes, I'm going to do this as a tuck on the side. If the glue wants to work today, it's been a little questionable. There we go. All right, so we put this down here. going to make this into a journaling card. So it can go in there. So we put it on here. I may have to tea dye some more cardstock. Because this is my last piece of tea dyed cardstock in the 110 count. This is the real heavy stuff. All right, let's get this out of here. It's a nice big piece. Get rid of this. That's a decent sized piece. All right, now trim this on the edge. I've got just a little bit of hangover here. A little bit there too. I'm horrible with scissor cutting. All right, I'm putting it on a cutter because oh yeah, just I don't care if it's straight. I just want it to be, you know. I don't care if the card's a little wonky. I just want the edges to be straight, you know. Ugh. And I could sit here all day and I would be cutting this and it would end up like an onion where I just peel everything off of it. Hello, Michelle. Michelle is doing some custom art on a guitar for her son. And yeah. Some days it's okay, and some days it's frustrating. Okay. All right. Now, what are we going to do with the rest of this page? Anybody? Ideas? No, Harry. Really, seriously, no. We're just going to put this up there. No reason. Other than I like it. I like the blue on the green. You know, I like the blue on the green. That's it. That's the only reason. I made this, and you know, I like it, but I think I made it the wrong way. This needs to be on the side, you know, so it goes this way. So I'm going to try and see if I can get this off of here. It's just glue. I'm going to see if I can get that off there. Where is my shovelly tool? You want to try and not get between the layers, though. to go this way. Then I'm going to reuse that one. I'm going to get a new one. I'm going to use a small one. See, this one I used a big one. This one I used a small one. This way. Like, I don't care if this is sticking out here. I don't want the whole puzzle piece sticking out of there. Hey, Steffi! What'd you find? What'd you get? Do tell. All right. So I'm going to let this dry. Put a clamp on it. Okay. Clamp. I'm going to let that dry. Do 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 do. Oh, cool. Cool. All right, I think I'm good with the first page. Let's move on. So I printed this last night really for the, I want the strips. Because I thought it would be cool to use it like, sort of like as a washi tape kind of thing. Just to add to the edge. Of course, it goes this way. Yeah, otherwise it's in. Let me see. I can't tell. I don't know. Oh, we're putting it this way. Yes, no, maybe? No, we're going this way. Okay, we're going to go this way. Let's put some ink on it. Yeah, I don't use eBay. I won't even buy from them anymore. I was gonna sell on eBay, some of the bigger items, but the very first sale I had, they screwed me, and I went, no, oh hell no. Um, this was a while ago. Arlene was looking for um, jelly pens. And I said, well, if I find any, and she wanted the original ones. So I said, if I find any, I'll let you know. And within like a week, I went into one of my regular stores and they had 3 box sets of these vintage jelly pens. And they were like brand new. And they only wanted like $5, $6 a piece for them, something like that. It was really cheap. And I went, well, shit, I'll grab them all. So I grabbed them all and I came home expecting I would tell Arlene that they were, $7 or $8, whatever, to sell them. And I looked them up to find out how much they were worth. And these sets were selling for $150. And I was like, what? For some jelly pens. So needless to say, I wrapped a set up for free and sent them off to Arlene as a thank you for finding the other 2 packs for me. Because if she hadn't told me she needed them, I would never have found them. So I had them and everything was peachy keen. And I said, well, how am I going to sell these? And my brain said, let's do it on eBay. And I said, okay. So I cleaned them all up, packaged them in plastic after I cleaned them all with alcohol and made sure that the cases were clean and everything, because I clean everything when I get it. And I listed them, and other people had them listed. And so I went in there and I listed mine for just a little bit less than everybody else's so that I could actually get rid of them. I looked at what they were actually selling for, which was pretty close to what people were asking. So I was like, okay. So I went ahead and listed them. And the first one sold. And they paid through eBay. And then I get a notice from eBay like 3 days later saying that the credit card was no good, but I had already sent it. So I was like, what am I supposed to do now? And they were like, oh, well, you can see if it gets returned. What? Yeah. So I was not very happy with that. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not really out any money at this point because, I'm still well under what I paid for them, what they're worth, what I paid versus what they were worth. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll just let it fly for now, and we'll see what happens. Well, the second set sells, and I'm like, see, there we go. I've made my money back. Yeah, she got them. And mind you, I sent these flat rate because I wanted to be able to track the package and I wanted the insurance and all that. So, because it's an expensive item. So I sent it flat rate. She got the item. And like a week later, I get an email from her through eBay saying that she doesn't want them. And I was like, I'm sorry, but, it clearly states that I don't have a refund policy. No refunds. Once I ship the item, it's yours. So she turns around and she goes to Etsy and tells them that she doesn't want it because it smells like smoke. Now, it also very clearly says on all my listings, as it does in my Etsy store, that because of where I get my items from, because these are salvaged items, I cannot guarantee that these items come from pet-free or smoke-free homes. We don't smoke here in the house. Excuse me, but I can't guarantee that, the people that had it before me didn't, I make every attempt to clean the items. That's why I don't buy a lot of cloth items used. And so I was like, so eBay reaches out to me and says, she doesn't want the items. And I said, well, I don't have a return policy. And I'm sorry, but, she originally told me she just didn't want them. Now she's telling you that they smell like smoke and she can't use them. And like everything else, they've been cleaned with alcohol before they were shipped. And she didn't complain about that when she first requested the refund. And, I have a no refund policy. And so they were like, okay, well, we'll take a look. They looked. And they decided that she was going to get her money back. Well, in the interim, she'd also opened a case with PayPal because she paid through PayPal. So PayPal took the money back out of the eBay account, and then eBay turned around and charged my debit card for the amount of the money. So she got twice her money back. Okay. Now, PayPal, their opinion was eBay took the money. You got to talk to eBay. eBay's opinion was, we're putting this over here. eBay's opinion was, well, you didn't want to give her a refund, so we gave her a refund. And whatever PayPal did is on their end. And PayPal was like, no, it's on eBay. Well, eBay should have never had anything to do with the money because it was handled through PayPal. All the money transaction should have been handled through PayPal, not through eBay. So eBay charged me, and I think it was like $60 that I was selling them, $65. So they charged me the $65. PayPal charged me the $65. She got $130 back. And then she sent me back my pens in a plain, literally, she put them in a brown paper bag, stapled the end of it, slapped a regular stamp on it. It took me a week and a half to get it. When I finally got them back, there was only about 40 pens in there. She had taken the one she wanted and sent the rest back. And when I complained to eBay, they were like, well, there's nothing we can do about that. Our policy, is that if they're not happy, we fix it. And I'm like, wait a minute. If that's your policy, then you fix it. Why am I being punished? So I'm out the product because I can't resell the product because it's missing parts. I'm out twice the money that I wanted for the product, plus the shipping. And I'm out the other set because you all took a credit card that was not any good. You all have cost me like $200 and some to sell 2 items. Almost $300. Are you kidding me? And then they closed my account because I would not refund their fees on the one that the credit card was no good. So, no, Never again. I won't buy through eBay. I won't sell through eBay. No, no, no. All right, what are we going to do here? This is where the ledger page would be put into the book, and I'm thinking we're just going to cover that. So we have a nice big blank page here. Yeah, it was crap, but you know, what am I supposed to do? And that's the thing. And I hate to say this, but it's on eBay and Etsy and all of the selling platforms. There is no seller protection. It's all buyer protection. It all is to keep the buyers coming back, and the sellers just have to bite it. I've noticed a couple of other things going on with Etsy too. It's now if somebody comes in and they buy something from my store, like they pick something and they put it in their basket. Then they go someplace else to another shop and they put something in their basket. And then they leave and they come back. And this store does that, 10% off if you come back thing. If I don't have that, they just apply it to the whole basket. So I lose 10% on that sale. They have a new thing now that you can buy on Etsy, which is like a club membership, and you get free shipping. I don't have free shipping because my store is like rock bottom. And so I don't do the free shipping in my store. But if you're a club member and you buy stuff, you automatically get free shipping. So I have to ship it for free. I don't get paid that shipping. And I've actually had a couple of items come up where I've paid more in shipping than the item paid me because they also take out their fees. What the? Are you kidding me? I made some little bits of ephemera last night. Let's make a tuck out of this. And I was like, okay, how am I supposed to, deal with this? And they said, well, there's a tool that you can use that helps you price your items. And I was like, okay. I went in. That thing wanted me to raise the prices by like 2 or 3 cents. So in order to make up an average of about $8 for shipping, which is my average shipping cost in my shop, I'm supposed to raise all of my items by about 3 cents. And if I do that, it'll make back my shipping. I don't think a toddler could math that. Like, just taking a handful of magnetic numbers and throwing them on the board wouldn't make that make sense. Einstein couldn't have figured that out. Well, if you had 3 cents to every item in your shop, it'll make up that $8 in shipping that you had to pay out. Huh? Nope. Nobody, nope. But they continue to sell it like that. Well, you just need to up your prices a little bit. Just up them by a couple of pennies and that will take care of your shipping fees. No, it won't, people. I'm telling you, that's not how it works. Maybe if I added 3 cents to every single listing I have, maybe. Hey, knock it off. If I added 3 cents to every single listing that I had, and then I sold every single listing that I had in my shop, that might make up for the shipping on 1 or 2 items. Just saying. Yeah. So me not sell on eBay no more. Yeah, it sounds like Michelle math. Exactly. So me no sell on eBay no more. Me no sell. Me no turn on none of the features on Etsy either, because one, I'm not going to make somebody else have to do that. And I'm sorry, but I'm not along for the ride. If somebody else is giving free shipping, they're giving free shipping. That's not on me. Why should I have to give them free shipping? If you're offering eBay, if Etsy is offering free shipping, why should I have to pay free shipping? If I've elected not to have free shipping, because my store's not set up for free shipping. If it was, every single one of my journals would have to be like $150. Because the people that buy my journals would have to offset the expense for the free shipping to everybody else. And I'm sorry, but that's not really how you run a business. Trying to find, I want something to put here, you know. All right, let's see. That's pretty, but it's not really. I like it, but it doesn't go with this journal. Okay. We could do this. Hey, Red. All right. Let's do this at 1 7/8 and see where that gets us. It's 1 tick before the 2, Michelle. Okay. All right, now that's on the floor. Hey, guys. Okay. It's just frustrating, you know. It is. It's very frustrating because some people that are on Etsy, they can afford to do that crap because they're not really a small business. They are a big freaking business. Trust me, there is nobody sitting out there weaving cotton sheets in their garage. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But if you go on Etsy, you know, you're going to find that. You're going to find people that are, you know, they're selling bamboo cotton sheets. Okay, well, first off, bamboo and cotton are totally different things, people. So don't be advertising them as bamboo cotton. And I get it. You're selling cotton, you're selling these bamboo sheets because, you know, bamboo grows redonkulous. All right, I got to put ink on this because I can't see the edge. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to put some glue on this, but I got to be careful because I don't want to glue through there. It's okay. We can work around it. Okay. Go. Right there. Just like that. There. Do 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 do. Okay. Now we're going to glue this down. That's why I prefer to do live sales, guys. And you'll notice if there's something that you wanted in the live sale and it's already listed in the shop, it's gone up about 25 to 30%. And it's gone up that because I'm trying to eat the costs of selling it. And then my personal, now they've got this new thing too, where you can make an offer. Yes, you can make an offer on people's things. So if they've listed it, you know, for $60 or $70 or whatever, you can just reach out and go, hey, can I give you $12 for it? Not really. I mean, it has to be within a certain amount of money, you know, a certain percentage of the cost, you know, what they're actually asking for. But still. And I always get this one. Well, so-and-so would sell it to me for that. Well, then go buy it from so-and-so. Have a good day. And I get people that come in and they're like, well, you bought it at a thrift store. Do you have any idea how expensive thrift stores are now? Jesus Louises. Seriously, if you haven't been in a thrift store lately, you should go check it out. Oh. My personal favorite is when I go into the thrift store and I buy something, like I'm looking for stuff. And I always look just to look at the clothes because I like to see, you know, if I can find a shirt that's got a lot of lace on it or something, because I can cut the lace down and, you know, stuff like that. Or I can use it to dye paper or whatever. And I love going in there and finding used Walmart shirts, like shirts you can buy from Walmart, that are $6 a piece and they're $8 and they're used. Yeah, Etsy now has it too. And I think it's like it has to be within 30% of the sale price. But I've actually had people like they come in and they make the offer. And you're like, okay. What the hell? You know, I want it out of my shop. I've had it in there for a year. Yeah, I'll take your offer. Like I'll counter offer them at like 20%. I'll give you 20% off. And they'll go, oh, great. And then they'll come back and go, but I get free shipping too, right? Let me explain something to you. I'm already taking 20% off the item, which means I'm probably at what I paid for it. Then if I give you free shipping, I'm paying you to take this item. No. Then they get bitchy. And then they go and they complain to Etsy. Well, she accepted my offer, but she won't ship the item. No freaking idea. They just added that crap. I can't figure out how to make it go away. It's like who's talking the most or something. I don't know. I want it to go away, though. I don't like it. Okay, now I'm done bitching about Etsy for the moment. For the moment. No, you didn't hit anything, Michelle. I don't like that there. Oh, let's see. I think we're going to try this one. He has to go away because he doesn't even look like the other bees. And this one does not look like the other bees. We're going to take all this off at the bottom. All right, we're putting this on. Yeah, no, it's not. I tried that. And I don't see it anywhere in the backstage either. Like where I can get rid of that. I don't know. It's annoying. I'm sure that their reasoning for it is something like, well, we put that up there and then people know, where their position is in the chat, like how active they are and stuff. And it's more, makes them more engaged. No, it doesn't. But I'm sure that's their logic is something like that. Okay. Are we even doing this right? Okay, right way up. Because that looks like, yeah, that page is upside down. But I don't care. Okay, putting it in there. All right, this one. This is where we're going to put happy. Because I think that's perfect, It's kind of a happy page. Okay. No, it's not. I'm putting it in anyway. I want this in here. I don't know why. I just like it. All right, this one. This is where we're going to put happy. Because I think that's perfect, Putting it in anyway. I want this in here. I don't know why. I just like it. I don't know why. I just like it. All right, this one. This is where we're going to put happy. Because I think that's perfect, Putting it in anyway. I want this in here. I don't know why. I just like it. Just like it. No, it's I don't know. It literally came up in yesterday's chat for the first time. And I don't know what the hell it is. Or why it's there. Don't recall seeing anything about it. But they just arbitrarily change things whenever they feel like it. And we just have to deal with it. I can't imagine that gamers are happy with it. Because I'm sure that it messes up their badges. And a lot of gamers, they issue badges to their viewers. Like, oh, you've been here for, 2 years, or you've been a supporter, or you're a Patreon. So, I'm sure that does not make them happy at all. Put this little guy down here. I don't know, he's just cute. So I made 3 pieces of ephemera yesterday. I made these 2 and that one. I don't know. I was in a mood. I was sitting here and had nothing to do. And I was like, yeah, I want to do this. All right, here we go. Did we put this on the right side? We did. Okay, we're going to put it on. Where are we putting it? Let's put it on this page right here. We'll just put it right there. There, that works. Okay, turning the page. We're going to use it as a tab. What are we doing back here? No idea. No freaking idea. I have no ideas, man. No ideas. Let's make them. Okay. Need to poke it. All right, we're going to cut this. Want. It'll work. I needed something to back this with. Yeah, I don't know why it's there or how to get rid of it. But they hate it. They also added in the chat Now it's another button that I have to remember to click. So in the chat now, when I'm setting up the lives, they have a new one that's basically it puts in, like, it shows you like a summary of the back of the chat, like what you missed. Before you came in. Sorry, I'm doing that fussy cutting with my big scissors thing. Which I don't know. That is not. That's annoying too. So then you have people come in and they're distracted by reading the last 40 minutes of chat instead of, and they're getting it out of context because they're reading without knowing what's going on in the conversation as far as like on my end. I just don't think that's cool. And then they decide they're going to comment on something. And then you, as the person who originally posted, don't understand what the hell they're commenting on because you've moved past that. Yeah, just no. Yeah, no. So I have to remember to turn that off too. Okay, top right says XP. See, I don't have it. I have top fans, and it tells me my top fans. And there's a question mark. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community, to get 3 special badges in the live chat. It resets every stream, so you'll always have it. Always try again. You send a chat message, blah, 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 blah. Learn more on the help center. Okay, go back over here. Click on that. All I get is community moderation, participation, moderation activity, time stamping, pop out chat, and send feedback. I don't have an XP where I can get rid of it. I just have where it explains it to me, and it's just no. I don't want it to be there. So I have to go into Studio later and see if I can figure out how to make this thing go away. If I even can, because sometimes they just shove stuff down our throats. You're like, I don't want this. And they're like, tough. It has something to do with the viewer experience. Probably should have glued this side down too, huh? Because this is like a tuck, and I think it should be a pocket. We're going to glue that side down. So very, very carefully here. Yeah, I don't like it. I might make it go away. I'm going to try to make it go away. All right, let's see. All right, so now we have that. We need to put something in here. Let's get some tags and stuff. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you. That's going to disappear, but we could put it there. No. I like that one. Yes, yes. Okay, here we go. What else? We could do one of these too. So we could do a tag and that. Okay, so we're going to do the tag. So it's already backed. We just need to poke a hole in it. Carla! Everybody has a freaking crown right now. It's YouTube's new thing. We're going to make everybody feel special. Okay. All right, I think we're using the gold on these. And I want to use one of these. Okay. Yeah, see, now you have a crown. Everybody gets a crown. All right, got that one. Put that away. Put this way. This. Piece of this. Yes. The more you talk, so Rudy will automatically get it. All right, let's put some ink on this puppy. It's got a little bit there already, but I kind of want to darken it around the top. Okay, and then we need to ink this. I'm wondering if it does anything cool. Like, does it like keep track of who has what crown for how many minutes? You know, can I? Probably not. This needs something. I'm gonna get rid of that little hanging thing. I don't think it's necessary. Let's ink that. Should we put it there? We're going to put it there. Just going to shove it down here. So what are we doing tonight? Tonight is art therapy. I know. I don't know why you don't have a crown. Keep talking, Red. Talk, baby, talk. This is obviously a writing page. What are we going to do over here? I'm sure it does. I'm sure it just ticks off the gamers and stuff because they already award crowns and stuff to their people, and now YouTube is doing it too. I'm sure it ticks them off, and they're like, "Hey," because it kind of takes away from the the impact of them awarding things or giving people badges and stuff. Because I watch a guy, he's a debunker, but he also does gaming. And, he gets like if you join his Patreon at certain levels, you get different badges. Now, all of a sudden, everybody gets a badge. Kind of kills Patreon, you know? Let me see. Actually, Red, you haven't had a crown yet. Keep talking, babe. Get one. Get you one. Oh. Okay, what do we got? Read this page. Very boring. Very boring. Very boring. Very boring. Put a B on it. Ow. Why's my foot hurt? I don't know. Oh. Okay, here we go. All right, got it. And we're putting it right there. Go. One little bee. Yeah, what's everybody doing for the 4th? Today's Big Brain Boy's birthday. He's getting old. I remember growing up when we were kids, we would go out on my grandfather's boat on the 4th of July. Off of, he had a friend named Bernie who had an island in the middle of the lake. He owned it, called Bernie's Island. And it was right across from what they called Bertram's Island, which was not an island. It was just a peninsula on the lake. But it was like they had an amusement park there. All kinds of rides and stuff, you know. Hi, Mari. And we grew up there as kids. You know, we would go there all summer long. That was our Disneyland, you know. If you live back east, you know, you don't do Disneyland, you do that kind of stuff. And I was there for years, but we would go on my grandfather's boat and we would go to his friend Bernie's Island and we'd dock at the island so we could see Bertram's Island. And that's where they would do the fireworks. It was off the end of Bertram's Island. And so we always had like this fantastic view of it. On the boat. Oh, hell, stay in the house. 60 humidity in the 90s. That would be hotter than it is here. See, this is the only problem with this paper. Is you do one and you go, okay, that's not too bad. And then you flip the page and go, shit, I got to do another one. And then I got 3 more. Oh. What to do? I don't know. Let's do. I don't really like that. Let's see what we got over here. Nope. All right, let's take a look at this. What do we got here? Is there anything here that we like that we could put on this page? We could do that. Turn it into a tuck. Let's cut that out. First things first, get rid of that. Then we'll come in and do this. So I think the next vote is going to be on a project type. You know, like, you know what? That's going to be a belly band and it's going there. Yeah. That is what's going to happen with this. It does not belong here. It belongs over there. I don't know what we're doing over here, but that belongs there. maybe this belongs over here, like on a, we'll do like a, maybe a, like a tucky innie kind of thing, maybe. I don't know, maybe a paper clippy. I wouldn't doubt that. People wonder why I left that mess. This needs to be backed because it's thin and it's going to be the primary piece. So we're going to back it and then put it on there. I don't know why I'm worried about this being straight. I'm going to cut it off. If I have scissors. Found them. So I think what we're going to do is on the next one, we're going to do like pick the project kind of thing as opposed to picking the theme. So we'll put in like Traveler's Notebook, Folio, what else? What's good ones? Journal. Will you go on that, girl? I don't like to do anything complicated. I'm starting to think I should have glued all this down and then just put it on a piece of paper and cut it out. But I'm thinking I might do that instead of, picking a subject. Let's pick a project. I don't know. All right. So now we're going to put this on. Terminator, Pollinator. Okay. It needs something else. I don't know what it needs, but we're going to find it. This could be it right here. I'm going to glue this down and then I'll trim it out. It may not be this. Nope. Nope. It might be this one. We're going to glue this one down and see. It could be this one. Glue it on here and take a look and see how that looks. Let's get this out. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fussy cut. So let me get my fussy cutting scissors out. Shush. It needs to go there. Hey, Tammy. All right. Did you get my message? I don't know. No, it's not right. It's just not right. I'll find it. If there's something that needs to be there, and I'm not sure what it is yet, but we'll find it. It's not that. Oh, I wonder. The paper clip. And then you can take that off and use it anywhere you want. What do you think? What do you think? I think the paper clips will belong there. All right, we're gluing this down. All right. See? Now you can take that paper clip off if you want to and use it someplace else. Okay, what else? All right, let's take a look. See? I love it. That's perfect. This is very dark. That's my issue with these. They're very dark, so we can't really use them anywhere. It sucketh. Okay. Let me get one of these. Hey. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine in my way. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. What? All right, it needs more. Where we're gonna do it. Hold on, I'm trying to get it off of there. This is not easy. Not as easy as it looks. Hold on, guys. Haha, got it. All right. Right there. Okay. And it needs one on there. Hold on. It needs one more. One more. Okay, it needs this one. Where's my pokey? There's my pokey tool, because this is going to have to get trimmed. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to trim this, because that does not know. I don't need it to say things. I just need it to stick. Okay. It's coming in for a landing. It's more like a freaking spider than a bee, but oh, let me see. Okay, how do I turn off the leaderboard in YouTube? Opting out of the leaderboard, sign into the YouTube app. Go to your tab and then select settings, then live chat. Okay, that's how you guys can opt out. Not how I can shut it off. It's in the app, not on the in the studio. But you're on the right track, so I can probably use that to figure out where I need to go. Thank you, Miss Betsy. All right. Are we good with this? I'm good with this. Balance, symmetry, it's working for me. We need to put something in here. We need a journaling card. You know, we have that bee not in the center of the thing right here. What if we use that as the journaling card for that? I think it would be cool. Let's cut this one off. I'm gonna have to fussy cut this because look at the edge. I'll fussy cut it, back it, and we'll put it. Yep, right there. That's it, guys. We got that one. We have conquered this page. Hi, Miss Zoya. Hi, baby. How are you? You're a good girl, huh? Yes, you are. Mess with Grandma's cameras. Okay, hold on. All right. Yes. I'm giving that a little bit of gold shimmer in the background. That's a wet spot. It'll go away. But just gold shimmer, and it doesn't come off because I use hairspray. But yeah, I think that's cool. Okay. Shaylee's first word was BOGO. Seriously. And she couldn't count, but she knew which buttons to push to make Pop Pop's magic red card work. She figured that shit out. Let me see. I want this. I put it up there. The lady tells me, and I put the card, I slide the card, and then I push these buttons. And then the lady gives me a piece of paper and tells me it's mine. I can go. Oh my God. Yeah. And shoes. She was like a shoe queen when she was little. Shoes and hair pretties. And I got to tell you, she never really outgrew the shoes either. When I took her on that trip to Oklahoma, when we went to Kansas to see Uncle Mikey, yeah, she bought like 16 or 17 pairs of shoes. Of course, she bought them all for resale because they were all Converse and they were all in really good shape. She gets that from me. I really see. I didn't like this when I started it, but now I really like that spread. All right, guys, we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages today. That's enough. We're in the middle. If we go any further, we'll just finish the whole section and then the whole book will be done and we won't have anything to do for the rest of the week. B. This is B. Section B. All right, so we're done with A. That's B. I've already finished C. The inside of the book is pretty much done, so we just have to finish this one and then stitch it in, and we're done here. So we have, see this? I'm going to put all the little pieces in here. That's what I'm going to do. See, like these? Yeah, put it in there. And then later on, when I go to look for them, they'll all be in this little envelope. Somebody remind me of this because I will say, what the hell happened to all my little parts? And I'll be looking like a crazy person. So I'm going to go ahead and probably post the next what should we do? And like I said, I think I'm going to probably put in like journal, traveler's notebook. Like a traveler's notebook, I could be done with that in a day. Let's be honest. Okay. I've been working on this journal because I already finished most of the ephemera before we started it. So I've only been working on this for, like 2 weeks. Not even that, 6 days, 5 days. We're at 5 days right now. That is hideous. I don't like it. We're getting rid of it. Never use it. Here we go. More stuff. Get that off of there. Off of there. We'll shove that in the envelope. This in here. Anything else small? Yep, this stuff down here. Get this out of the way. You get in the envelope. All right, so we do have stuff to do tomorrow in here. Tonight, we're going to be doing art therapy in the altered book, or whatever you want to do art therapy on. It doesn't matter. If you want to do art therapy on a coffee mug, let's do that, okay? Maybe you want to do it on a canvas. I don't know, and I don't really have an opinion. I think that, you should do you, boo. So join me, just to hang out and shoot the crap with your friends and have a good time. That's really what it's about. Ooh, let's not lose that little guy because we've already cut it out and backed it and all that stuff. So that little piece over there, get in there. I think that's everything. We picked up all the little stuff. Hallelujah. Right? Okay. Can't never pay retail. All right. So, let's see. So we're going to be back tomorrow working on this. And I'm going to go ahead and post in the group, which reminds me, Tammy, do you have a Facebook, my darling? It's not required, but it does make my life a little easier. Okay. We have all of this put away. That stuff we can leave there for now. I just want to get the big stuff, off my desk. Like, I don't care about the paper, but I want to get like the messy stuff, because I got stuff to do tonight, man. There, that over there, that goes there. All of this. Yes, Miss Tammy, do you have a Facebook? All right, I'm going to put the cover away. Fantastic. Could you possibly give me a sec. Why is this being so difficult? Oh, okay. Copy. I'm like, why is it only putting in the E? Okay, so this is my personal one. And then copy. And then that's the group. If you could join, friend me. You don't necessarily have to join the group if you don't want to, but if you could friend me, then I can add you to the Patreon group so that you get notifications like everybody else. And I did send you an email. I have put a quarterly in the mail to you. I'm hoping that you have it by Saturday. It's supposed to be there by Friday, tomorrow. It went out yesterday. So I'm hoping that you get it by Saturday. We're going to be doing the Patreon project this Saturday because last week everybody was very busy and we didn't get it done. So we're going to get started and do it this week. Okay. And remember, guys. Hi, Mikey. So not my Mikey. It's my Mikey. My son's name's Mikey too. What was I saying? Yeah, Friday's a holiday, so if it doesn't come today, maybe tomorrow. Let me check. Let me see where it is. We'll do that. Let's do that. I'm going to go in here and see where it is. It says log in. Stay logged in. Yes, here we go. Am I a robot or a pirate? I'm a pirate. I'm telling you, I'm a pirate. I hate this. All right, let's see. Where is it? All right. According to this, it is in Kansas City. So you should have it by Saturday. Yes, it's a holiday, but I got news for you. USPS works. They just don't deliver, but they work. They contract with temporary workers to do it, but that's how they do most of their hiring. But yeah, they do work. They just don't work. They don't deliver. But it is sitting there right now. It is in Kansas City. So hopefully you'll have it by Saturday. If not, at least you can come in and join the group and hang out with the ladies and, shoot the crap. You don't have to use a camera to come into the StreamYard. You can just turn on your microphone so that we can, but you have to have one or the other. You either have to turn on the microphone or turn on the camera, one or the other, because otherwise there's no reason for you to be in there, and StreamYard won't let you in. Does that make sense? They won't let you on the screen, in which case you could just hang out in the chat. So if that's the case and you need to just hang out in the chat, let me know and I will send you the link to the chat as opposed to the link to backstage. If that all makes sense. Okay. What else? So tonight we are doing the art therapy. Tomorrow we're going to be doing craft with me, and we're going to be doing like ephemera make-ahead, but not awesome. Not like, we're not going to take it to that extreme. So we're going to be making bases for ephemera. Okay? Not full-blown ephemera. We're going to be doing like, and we're not just going to be cutting like this. We're going to be doing like layering circles of different types of papers and stuff. So just some ideas and techniques on how to do ephemera ahead that isn't themed, but that can easily be themed. Does that make sense? I hope so. So today we got a bonus video, box with cards in it, little note cards. They're cute. Little box is a flat fold, so you can make a lot of them and fold them flat and then just make the cards and put them in as you go. Tomorrow, which is St. Patrick's Day, Independence Day, we're going to be doing the craft with me. And then on Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon, we're going to have the Patreon. And then we'll do mixed media at 6 o'clock like normal. And then on Sunday the 6th, we're going to have our regular sale. So we'll have the game in the morning, and then I'll have the sale that in the afternoon. And then next week, we have our regular Monday video, but Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, there's a free beginners class that's going to be out. It's a 3-part. It's really quick. It's a small, short project, but really cute. Also, this month's challenge items are ink, whatever kind of ink you want to use. Could be a pen, could be magic marker, could be distress ink, it could be spray ink, whatever it is. Any kind of ink that you want, and or metal. Okay, that is this month's challenge. Ink and or metal. Well, thank you. I've never been called the thing before. But my hands are nicer. Do you actually know that the thing was actually Lurch's hand? He actually played the thing. Yeah. Shush, leave me alone. It's a bit. I have not slept through the night in like a week, guys. I'm losing my mind. And I figured it out yesterday. I was laying there in the bed. My grandson's dude was passed out on the floor in the living room. Buggy was snoozing in his bed. And I went, oh, screw that. I'm going to take a nap. Because it was 1:30 in the afternoon. We always joke that the dogs take a nap at 1:30 in the afternoon because the cat and the dogs and everybody zone out at 1:30. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. I said, oh, I'm going to lay down and take a nap too. So I went in there. I could. But I'm not giving you the pleasure of seeing me bound. No, I'm not Italian. I can talk without my hands moving. That's very Italian. I'm Irish. We can talk no matter what. We can talk drunk, passed out. We could be asleep and still be talking. All right. But I went and I laid down and I was in there for like 15 minutes. And Mike comes in and he's like, Alex is on her way over to pick the kids up. I was like, all of us just laid down and passed out. No. And she's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, she's on her way over. So I was like, okay. And I figured it out. I got a new pillow when I was on my road trip because it seemed like a good pillow. It's not a good pillow. That's why I haven't slept in a week, because I've been sleeping on a pillow that's not firm enough for me. Like, it's firm, but it's not firm enough. So I keep waking up. So back to the old pillow. And I slept like a rock last night. All right. So that is all of that. Michelle, I hate you in your garden. Leprechaun's cute, though. Your dad made that, right? So there will be a beginner's class for a folio journal next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'm trying to see if I have. I'm sure I have it here. Let me look. Yes, it's this one. So you've got your journal, right? And then you got a nice pocket here and a stack pocket here. You get a nice big pocket here, but here's the kick. Ready? Then you've got a belly band here and a pocket over here. And you've got another pocket here and a couple of pockets over here. And that's your folio journal. So that is going to be a 3-part class on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And this one, I don't know if I have any of those. Let me look. All right. Sorry, guys. I don't have any examples of those. I probably already put them in a bag. So that's it, guys. That's all I've got. Listen, if you want to check out what's going on and you want to have a copy of this schedule, go ahead and check into my posts or communities or whatever it is YouTube calls it, or the Facebook group. And both of those have a list of everything that I have going on. It also tells you if I have free classes coming, what videos are coming up, if I'm traveling, what direction I'm going in, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to give you like specifics of where I'm going, but I'll tell you which direction, because I don't want creepy people stalking me. I carry. But I do have at least one more trip coming this summer, just towards the end of the summer, because I'm going to be on the road with Bug and Dude. Yeah, I'm taking both of them with me. And then in the fall, I'll have at least one trip. So I've got at least 2 more trips coming. We have a sale on Saturday, and then I'm going to be doing a cartridge die sale somewhere towards the end of the month. And on the 25th, which is a Friday, we're going to be doing a Christmas in July. I'm going to have a whole bunch of Christmas stuff to get out. So if you're looking for, card supplies and things like that, we're going to be doing that on the 25th. Stamps, dies, card supplies, all that stuff for the, Christmas in July. And that's it, guys. That's all. So check out the schedule, see what I got going on. Go over to my Ko-Fi, pick up some free digitals. Head on to my Patreon and give some support if you'd like. If not, that's cool too. But you can support even just by buying digitals through there. That is also support to me. And, even just doing the 1 week free subscription, at least it tells me that you appreciate what I'm doing here. Do all of that stuff, and just there's links in the description. Go down there and read that thing. And that's it. Stay hydrated, stay inside, and stay well, my friends. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.